Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a bookshelf tour. So I decided to do something kind of ridiculous, and I'm going to do a bookshelf tour for all three of my groups of books. So this first one is my read books, then I'm going to do my TBR books, and then I'm going to do all the manga, both read and unread. So let's just get started, shall we? First we have Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. I had to read that for school. Luckily I already had a copy. Then is the Enclave series by Anne Aguirre. I heard there's a fourth book out, and I actually saw it at Barnes & Noble. So I want to reread the series pretty soon so I can check out that fourth book. Then we have Evil Luna by Isabel Allende, which I've also read for school, as well as Untouchable by Mulraj Anand. Next we have The One and Only Ivan by Catherine Applegate, which I read during the 2017 Booktubeathon. Frederick Bachman's A Man Called Ove. That's how you pronounce it, right? Next is Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, the two books in the Six of Crows duology. Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, Going Bovine by Little Bray, as well as Beauty Queens, and the first two books in the Diviners series. I haven't read the third one yet, and I actually don't have it here right now. So then I have a little Fallout Vault Boy here that I'll move. Then Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane I read when I was a kid. And I bought it not too long ago because maybe I'll reread it. Next is The Great American Whatever by Tim Federle. And then Welcome to Night Vale by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Cranor. I'm debating whether or not to keep that book, but we'll see. Behind here is Coraline by Neil Gaiman, Graveyard Book, and Stardust by Neil Gaiman. So The Magician's Trilogy by Lev Grossman, The Glass Sentence and The Golden Specific by S.E. Grove. These are the first two books in the Mapmakers trilogy. Have not read the third one yet. Next is The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon, The Reluctant Fundamentalist by Mohsin Hamid, A Prayer for Owen Meany by John Irving, Misery by Stephen King, The Shining by Stephen King, The Poisonwood Bible by Barbara Kingsolver, Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour, which was my number 5 favorite book of 2017, The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee, the first 5 books in the I Am Number 4 series, Pittacus Lore series, however that goes, by Pittacus Lore, that's a pen name. Next we have the last 2 books of the Pittacus Lore series, Bird Box by Josh Malerman, The Life of Pi by Jan Martel. I really like this cover. I want to reread this one too as well pretty soon. The Summoners Trilogy by Taran Matharu, Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan McGuire, The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer, The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, Haruki Murakami's After the Quake, and then the Chaos Walking Trilogy, which again I need to reread. So then on the next level of the shelf we have Release by Patrick Ness, which was my favorite book of 2017. Unfortunately I didn't get to talk about it because I just didn't feel like filming those end of the year videos that BookTube always films. But yeah, it was my favorite book of the year. The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness, the Charlie Bones series by Jenny Nimmo, Radio Silence by Alice Oseman, which was my number 2 book of 2017. Forgive Me Leonard Peacock by Matthew Quick. And then the first 5 books in the Fallen Kingdom series. The 6th one should be out pretty soon here. And then of course we have my Rick Riordan shelf that is finally spilling over into the next shelf. So first I have my 10th anniversary copy of The Lightning Thief. This is like my 4th copy of this book. Yep. And then we have the full series in the hardcovers. I'm pretty sure they came out with hardcovers in these new covers, but I'm debating whether or not to buy those because frankly it's kind of ridiculous. Then the Kane Chronicles trilogy, which is my least favorite of the series, but still really good. Next is the Heroes of Olympus series, and then finally Magnus Chase series, which I love so much. I love Magnus Chase. And then here is my limited edition version of The Hidden Oracle. It just has the cover on it without the title. And then here's the box. And then here is the book. It's just like a naked hardcover, except it has like gold pages and a bunch of other extra stuff in here. It also has this art print in here with Apollo and Meg on it. And it's signed. This is number 90 out of 1,000. And then I have the normal editions of The Hidden Oracle and The Dark Prophecy. So yeah, that's all my Rick Riordan. Well, That's all of the actual books. I have multiple copies of some of these, but, you know. The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo, Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, The Rhythmatist by Brandon Sanderson, which is one of my favorite of Sanderson's. I think it's my favorite after these ones. The second part of Mistborn. I only have the first part in the mass market paperback, so I don't have these nice hardcovers to go with. But these are definitely my favorite out of Sanderson's stuff. So yeah. And then Steelheart and Firefight. I have the third one, I just haven't read it yet. Here's Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians, Book 1. I don't think I'm going to be continuing with the series, and I don't think I'm going to keep this book for very much longer either. Next over here is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, another one I need to reread very soon. And then here is The Savage Song. I think I'm getting rid of this, and Vicious. Both of these I did not like. So the next shelf we have Fire and Flood and Salt and Stone by Victoria Scott. Technically, I think this is the complete series because it reads like there will be a third book, but I don't think there's any third book coming out anytime soon. Midwinter Blood by Marcus Sedgwick, More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera, Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter, The Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton Lee Stewart, which is another book I enjoyed as a child. And then we have the first 8 books in the Wings of Fire series that look beautiful on this shelf. And then over there we have Cat's Cradle and Slaughterhouse 5 by Kurt Vonnegut, The Martian and Artemis by Andy Weir. Next is Where Things Come Back by John Corey Whaley. I barely remember anything of this, but I do remember liking it, but I don't really remember anything that happened in it. And then here are the first 2 books in the 100 Cupboards series. I don't remember what it's called. This is another one I read as a kid by N.D. Wilson. And then here is the last shelf on this bookcase with actual books. Well, almost. This is the second to last. This is the last one I actually use regularly and is on display. So this is the last book in the 100 Cupboard series. The Monstrumologist series by Rick Yancey. Only the first 3 are good. If you're going to read this, the last one is absolute garbage. And then The Book Thief in the normal paperback and the collector's edition, I guess. Special anniversary edition is what this is. Here are some classics and other things I've read that I didn't really feel like putting with the other books. So this is The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. This is a book that my grandparents gave me when I was pretty young, so it's kind of beat up a little bit, but it's a very nice edition. And then we have The Awakening by Karen Chopin. Is that her name? Kate Chopin, sorry. A book I absolutely hated. The Never-Ending Story by Michael Ende, another book I didn't like. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. The Outsiders and That Was and This Is Now by S.E. Hinton. These are the only books I will probably ever own by S.E. Hinton because of some things that happened. Then Hamlet by Shakespeare and Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And then The Pearl by John Steinbeck. And lastly is The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. And then over there we just have some nonfiction, 2 of which I really enjoy. And then tucked over here are my Septimus Heap books by Angie Sage. I think I've read all of these ones. I think there's one more, maybe, or are these all of them? I don't remember. I didn't get through the whole series, I remember, but I bought them because I want to get through the whole series. So that's what those are. I read them when I was in elementary school. And then way down here where the lighting is terrible, I have some mass market paperbacks. I should move some of these. So I've only read the first book in the Song of Ice and Fire series, but the other ones fit nicely there, so I left them. Those are the Sword of Truth series by Terry Goodkind, which I have a love-hate relationship with. So there are the 8 of them that I've read. I'm stopping there before it gets too terrible, but some of those I absolutely hated, and some I really liked. Then there's the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. And then I don't know why The Lord of the Rings is over here. It's over here because I haven't read it and it fits there. Yeah, that was everything I had to talk about in this video. These are all the books I've read, along with a couple ones down here that I have not read. Look out for the continuation of this bookshelf tour because I have 2 more big shelves to go through. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you're interested, my Goodreads and Twitter are in the description, as always. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.